really thought that was a dope design? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome back to Here's the Reason Why Your Streetwear Brand is Trash. Cue the intro. What is up, everyone? Happy Saturday. Welcome back to Here's the Reason Why Your Streetwear Brand is Trash. Again, my name is Jerome. For those who don't know, for those who do know, welcome back. Today, I want to discuss the importance of your design work. That goes with your logo, the design that you want to print on the shirt, even as far as the design that you get embroidered on a hat. For those of you who do know me personally, you do know that most of the artwork does come from yours truly. I do have a partner within my brand that I also allow to do some of the artwork. We throw ideas back and forth. He is a college student. He's attending Columbus College of Art and Design. He majors in this stuff, so he knows a little bit more about how to use the different programs to make my product look a little bit better than what I'm used to. I do a lot of things by hand as far as drawing it out first, and so does he. But enough about us. Let's talk about you guys today. So when I go through the process of design work, I have a few people that I contact to ask them, hey, is this dope? Is this trash? What do you think? Should I change the color? And I go through this process because I don't want to put out product that does not look appealing to the consumer. A lot of times I notice that people who design for themselves, they're not thinking about consumers, they're thinking about, well, I think this looks dope, and it really doesn't. I hate to be that guy, but it's trash. It's trash. It's trash. So let me be nice. It's not that it's trash. A lot of the times, streetwear brands that are in the starting process, because they don't have a designer and they're doing everything in-house, they don't know what they really want their product to look like. So they do what they think it should look like, and it doesn't look that well. Or problem two is it doesn't look like something that should be sold retail. It ends up looking like something that should be done from, hey, you've got a vinyl cutter, can you put this on a shirt for me? That's not a knock to anyone that does their streetwear brand with vinyl. That is saying that it is so much of a clip art look that it doesn't look like anything that you should see sold on a t-shirt as streetwear. You know, in the first episode, I talked about the vision of a brand. And these two go hand in hand. If you don't know your vision, you really don't know what your product should look like. You have no idea about design work. You know, I talked to some people who are in that startup process. They're afraid to reach out to someone who can assist them with the artwork. Don't be afraid to have someone assist you. Also, talk to people who aren't friends with you and ask them how they honestly feel about your streetwear brand. How do they feel about your design work? And you don't have to have a fancy schmancy design. You don't have to have this super Pablo Picasso looking piece of shirt or hat or whatever your product is, but it does need to look decent. For example, the shirt that I'm wearing right here, all it says is Almighty. This is a discontinued shirt from Arrogant Apparel that dropped last season. Not anything fancy, just font. When I made this shirt, it did decent. What also happened was, because it was clean enough, the idea was stolen. Yes, it was stolen. Forever 21 seen the design because I tagged them on Instagram. They flipped it. That's another story for another time. Let's get back to clean cut designs. So let's say that you have a logo. You don't have to throw your logo on everything. Especially being a startup brand, people are very unfamiliar with you. Think about some designs that you could do that would look like something that may be sold at a retailer. And it can be something as simple as a one color print design. It can be something as detailed as someone's face across the design. But it should not come off as cheap look. If you're gonna do something as simple as font across the shirt, make sure your font is a font that actually looks decent. Sometimes your fonts can look very cheesy. Sometimes it can look too ritzy. You need to think about your target audience when you're using font as just your design on the shirt. If you're gonna use characters on the shirt, make sure that the artwork doesn't look like something that should be sold at a corner store. Unless your consumer is gonna be the corner store t-shirt buyer. If that's not your consumer, consider outsourcing. There are a lot of young kids who are majoring in some form of art in college. A lot of them are looking for something that they can add to their resume. If you cannot do the designs yourself, reach out to someone and say, hey, this is the situation that I have. Either I have the funds or I don't have the funds to bring you onto the team, but as of this moment, I need assistance. It never hurts to ask someone to do the work. Don't be so prideful. Or if you currently have a design person and it's not yourself, look at what they're designing. Is that something that actually fits the vision of your brand? Does that look retail? Does this look like something that just gets bought at a corner store? Is this what you want to represent your brand in your near future? Yes, this sounds like the basic stuff. Yeah, I know I should have decent looking stuff. I know my logo should look cool. Unfortunately, there is a handful of people who actually have decent looking designs on their shirts. And again, if that is your market as far as the not so decent looking product, then ignore this, because there are brands who are striving who make product that does not look appealing to at least me. But you have to know who your audience is. If you're trying to attract me, then I'm not going to buy that if that's what it looks like. But if you are trying to attract me, then you're going to make a particular look. There are different levels of streetwear. There are the guys who are into the Kanye West looking streetwear where it's very messy because there's holes everywhere. You've got the other brands who are making the oversized t-shirts and oversized hoodies intentionally. You also have the guys who are intentionally going for the streetwear that looks like it's coming out of a corner store. Whatever your style of streetwear is, make sure that the design work is going to fit it. All right, take Arrogant for example. When we initially started, our logo was a big head, little body astronaut guy, simply called the Moon Man. I did kind of throw him on everything. He wasn't a bad looking design, and he fit what we were trying to establish with the brand. Going forward, he doesn't fit what we are doing with the brand, so I got rid of him. Not wanting to harp on the Moon Man, but just the design itself. The Moon Man was an outline that looked very cheap. He didn't look like quality streetwear apparel. If you would see that now, you would look at him and say, that doesn't look good. Now, currently, I am using what was a secondary as my primary, which is just a a rocket ship with just the word Arrogant wrote across the top of it. I went from a too busy, lazy looking artwork that just looked like a kid traced something to something that looks a little more professional and clean. You have to think about your artwork as far as what you want your brand to represent. Do you want to look messy or do you want to look clean? Both work, but you have to think about yourself and your brand. To some, messy may look cheap. To some, the super clean may look cheap. But you have to decide, do you want to look cheap or do you want to look like quality? And that's all I have for you today. Take care. Enjoy your Saturday.